When it comes to owning a rental property, I think I look at it this way, right? Of going, my goal is to be able to hold on to this property until the property's paid off, right? So I have them in, a 30-year mortgage, and it ends up being a lot of the profit that comes from that goes back into the property. But really what I'm looking for and what I want is, one, even if I make no profit per month, right? I have no cash flow. One, my mortgage is being paid down every single month, right? So if I had no expenses on this home and no profit and just streamlined all the way out, if I have a $200,000 property in 20 years and 30 years from now, once that's at zero, it's then a $200,000 asset that I own that I can sell at any time. And at that point, whatever profit or whatever rent it is at, then it's profitable, right? And so I think that's a little bit of way to go where it goes, well, I'm only going to get $500 from this, or I'm only going to get, $200 for it. But it ends up being is like, that's not really the goal. That's cushion to be able to reduce the rent if you ever need to, right? And you need a renter in there to be able to reduce it, and also to cover expenses. The amount of properties with that kind of cash gap that you're going to need to really to be able to retire or change your life, you're going to be 10, 20, 30 properties before that ends up being the case. So I think how I've taken it I have 5 properties right now, is the long term of going, well, in 20 years from now, if I have all 5 of those properties paid off and I don't have mortgages on it, then I have a really substantial cash flow. And then I have real substantial assets to be able to pay for my kids' college or for me to be able to not work. So I think looking at it from that lens, it ends up being your goal is really to hold on to the property.
Right. Part of why we did our first one that was my retirement plan. I'm a commission based, no salary. I had no 401k, no pension, no nothing. It's like, what am I going to do when I'm done selling real estate? Where's my income going to come from? So that was why we kind of got into our first rental property, was for that long-term goal. And it's been great. So then we've multiplied them, obviously, and continue as we go, and that hopefully will help my kids' college, help my kids, weddings, whatever it may be down the road of what they need to do.
This is actually, and maybe some of you know, but so I used to play in the NFL, right? And so when you play in the NFL, you have this thing called their pension, right? So the pension plan is well known. So you need to have 3 active years to be able to garner this pension. It's about $500 per credited season. So let's say if I would have played at 3 active seasons, which I did not, played 2 active seasons. So I don't get this pension plan, but it would have been around $1,500 a month. And to me, that is honestly a big motivator to go, when I'm 45 years old, I need to have enough properties to cover whatever that pension would have been that I could have got playing in the NFL that I didn't get, and I will cover that and then some. So essentially that's part of the reason why I've done it, is the fact that I don't get an NFL pension, so I'm gonna get a real estate rental pension is my goal. So